Test, 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 test,
Test, test,
test, test, test, test.
test, test. Test, test. I think I'm muted.
Let's see.
Okay, how do we fix that again? How do you fix the audio again on OBS? Hold on. CJ? CJ? Can you come in here one moment, please? How do you fix the audio again? Can you come in here one moment, please?
Be like, oh husband, oh husband.
How do you fix the audio again? I'm muted.
You're muted. Num 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 num. Okay. Goodbye.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. Let me check Twitch really quick. Really quick. Okay. I think we're good. Are you good on your end?
I think so.
Cool.
I think so.
Usually if Flea doesn't come in by now. Alrighty. Welcome, everybody. First reading wrap-up of 2025. Hope everybody is well.
Happy New Year. It's so weird saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
We missed you last time. Happy New Year.
Happy Chinese New Year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Happy Lunar New Year. Happy Year of the Snake.
Ooh, that's
I'm a dragon.
Your time has passed.
But yeah. Dude, I feel like it's been a long time since we last did this.
Oh yeah, even though it's only been a month.
Yeah, it's the usual month. But yeah. What's new with us? What's new? Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, I was gonna show you something, but I'll just tell you about it. You can imagine it. But go ahead. What's new with you?
Nothing much. Just New Year. Nothing new with me. You?
Not the same. Everything's the same. Yeah. I'm at that age where not many changes are happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, like this past week, my husband was in San Francisco for like the full work week. And so I was like at home like the whole time with my son. So I was like itching to get out today. And so we ended up going to Barnes and Noble.
Nice. That's always a good.
Yeah.
It's always a good day when you get to go to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, it's a nice escape. And then we ended up getting coffee, and then they had that deal at the Starbucks at Barnes and Noble where if you buy a coffee, you can get a book for $5. And so I was like,
Well, you're just
Hey.
basically losing money if you don't buy. You're basically losing money if you don't get it.
Yeah, so like the book that they had with that deal was better than the movies. It's like a YA book. I wanted to show you. I left it downstairs, but I remember I tried reading it because it was on Kindle Unlimited, but I never got around to finishing it because they took it off. Now I
Yeah,
guess I
there you
can
go.
finish it. And it had sprayed edges.
Oh man.
I was like,
Okay.
oh,
Is that deal going on? Maybe we can go tomorrow.
yeah. So I think, yeah, it's like every 2 weeks it's a new book or something like that.
I
And
mean, okay. Husband, did you hear that? We're going to Barnes and Noble tomorrow.
yeah, get a coffee, get your book. Um, but yeah, I was like looking through all of them because like there was some like blemishes because of the sprayed edges.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's a bright yellow cover, and then the edges are like a royal blue. And so like most of the books had like blue on the cover. I was like, dang it. So all the baristas are like watching me. I'm like picking out the right book. Whatever. That was the highlight, you know, my highlight. But yeah,
Nice.
I'm at that age. But
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. You got a free book with
I
coffee.
know. Yeah, technically. Um, but yeah. Anyways, shall we dive on into it?
Sure. Okay.
Our reading wrap up of January. Would you say you had a good reading month? Rate wise?
Um, I think so. I feel like I read a lot, but then again, like half of my books is a what's it called? It's a webtoon novel. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I feel like I accomplished something. What about you?
Um, yeah. Well, like I definitely didn't do as good as I did last January, but rating wise, I only have fours and fives.
Oh, that's good.
4 stars. So that's better. Yes, that's more than last January's rating.
Okay,
But
let's see. So to those who were here last month, our topics were coming of age, books trending on social media, and sci-fi. Those three.
yeah.
All right. Well, since your ratings are so high, I guess I can go first with my lowest. Um,
What's your rating?
I think I'm gonna give it like maybe a 2.5 or close to a
Oh,
3.
I was thinking about reading that.
Wow. You can't see it. The cover is so bright, you guys. Okay. So this was my book that's trending on social media. Blood of
Okay.
Hercules by Jasmine Moss. If you can see it and not be blinded. Um, I don't. Well, I won't give too much away if you're still thinking about reading it. Um, it's basically
You
a.
gave it 2.5 stars. I don't know.
Well, maybe you'll like it. I don't know. Maybe not. I think knowing you and the type of person you are, I don't think you'll like it.
Okay.
I mean, mean, if I didn't like it, I don't think you'll like it because I think I'm probably more into Greek mythology than you.
Mhm.
But yes, that's basically it. It is like a Greek mythology esque retelling.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not really a retelling. It's not about any. It's there's no. It's not
Like
like
a
any or.
reimagine.
Yeah, there's it's there's no. It's not an origin story about any of the like main gods like Zeus, Hera, Hades, blah 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 blah. Um,
Uh-huh.
it's basically about a. It's kind of like a school for future future gods. But to get into the school, you have to go through these tests to see if you are qualified to attend,
Okay.
but at, at the risk of death. You know those type of books like if you die, you die, but you have to go through like rigorous like testing just to be accepted. What are those type of books called?
S- Mm, it's not a battle royale,
No,
right?
it's not.
Uh, it'll come to me.
Yeah, almost like the almost like the concept of Fourth Wing. You know, you've heard of that series. It's
Mhm.
all over social
Yeah.
media. Except that, I mean, the only thing is you're not allowed to kill your classmates. It's up to them to survive, you know? So, anyways, it follows an orphan girl who, at the age of 19, which you have to be to take a written test to attend this college, special school, which has nothing to
Mhm.
do with the main story.
Okay.
It's kind of like a dystopian type of setting where in like 2056, 20 something around those that timeline, the gods, the famous gods have taken over Earth because there was a big Titan threat. So now that the Titans are dead, dead, the
Mm.
gods have decided to just stay on Earth and rule on Earth instead of Olympia. And so now everything is like, all those dystopian books where the Earth is dead and people are surviving and all that stuff. So at
Yeah.
19, you're qualified to take a written test to enter a college that is kind of for the elite who wants to like work for the gods.
Mhm.
And then at the very end of this test, you had to take like a blood test to see if you're worthy. And this girl, this orphan girl, I always forget the name of the main character.
Don't worry, me
you
too.
um it turns out she's a half breed, of course, half breed, who is who yeah is essentially like the blood of some type of god. So she gets kidnapped. She gets kidnapped and is thrown into this big Olympian testing thing that she has to stay for a whole year. It's like a whole year test where she has to attend classes and she has to like go through rigorous like training, and it is so weird. Her her mentor his her mentors are is Patroclus Patroclus and Achilles. Those are her mentors slash tutors, and her professor is Charon and Augustus. I don't know much about Augustus, but you know, those gods.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just essentially the whole book is her at this weird school that's, if you survive this school, then you become a god. And essentially she's the only girl in this school, the first half-blood female in like hundreds and hundreds of years. And of course that just goes to show that she's the chosen one, because she's the only girl in this school of boys who has to try to survive to become a god.
Why did I think it was gonna be about Hercules? Because doesn't the cover have Hercules on it or something?
Yeah, it's called The Blood of Hercules.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then Hercules is on the cover. Or
No, it's her.
oh, it's her.
Yeah, it's her on the cover.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah. It's weird. Like, it's, I guess it's supposed to be like a dark fantasy, but it's very slow burn, intense slow burn, like nothing, no, like there's no really, romance is not the forefront of this book. It's all about survival in this dystopian Olympian setting. So it, the way it's written, written in first person, I believe. There's multiple POVs, but it's mostly her. And it's just weird because she's supposed to be at this school for a whole year, but there's all these like time jumps. And the way they do time jumps is like in a movie, you know, where like there's a scene and then suddenly there's like this montage and then suddenly it's like 10 months later, you know, that type of thing. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but in book form. And first I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, wait, first it was the first day of class and now it's halfway, like it's halfway through the year. How did she get there from there to there? I don't know, it's just, it's weird.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like, how can I explain it? It's like one big run-on sentence. That's what I felt like. To me, it felt like it was one big run-on sentence, even though there's like, chapters and all that stuff.
Uh-huh. So is it like a standalone or it's a series?
I think it's a duology or trilogy. I know the second book is coming out later this year. I don't know if I'll read it or not. Maybe. The way it ended, maybe.
Okay.
And of course, I don't think I did a good job explaining it.
I mean, if you're not into a book, it's kind of hard to like. It's either you rant or you don't know how to explain it.
Like, I don't hate it. It's like, I don't understand why it's trending, but whatever.
Okay, so I told you that I had 4s and 5s, so this would probably be my lowest 4. And it was The Missing of Claire de Lune. This is the second book in the Mirror Visitor series. I don't want to give too much away of the second book, so I'll just explain the first book, I guess. So this series takes place in a world where it's said that God had like destroyed the world or something, and it left just parts of the Earth floating. So like there's arcs of Earth floating in this world, whatever. And on each arc there's like a different like place, like I don't know, like, you know, a whole different, what am I trying to say, like city with their own rules and stuff. And then in this series we follow a girl, totally forgot her name. Ophelia. So we follow Ophelia. People in this world have magic abilities, and Ophelia's abilities is that she could read the history of various objects and where they came from and all that, and like the motions and stuff. And another ability that she has that she keeps secret is that she can travel through mirrors. And so in this world, everybody is like forced to get married, and she keeps like pushing it off until the last moment where like the worst possible candidate is like planned for her, and this candidate like lives like so far away in like this snowy arc called the pole. And he's a very political person in this arc, and it's like he has many enemies and whatnot. And yeah, so I mostly, because I didn't read that book, like I read that book back in 2020, so I forgot like all the political aspects to the series. But like I kept like, my head kept going back to like the main characters, so like Ophelia and the guy Thorn, because I'm like, I need to know what happens with them, because like Ophelia's not like any other typical like female character. She's like very like bookish, and she's not described as like attractive or anything. She always is like sick with the cold, and she has like snot and stuff. She always has bushy hair, and like yeah, and she's always like, she's like shy and skittish at first, but then she speaks up more in this book. And you know, the guy character kind of like, you don't know what he's thinking, but he ends up like secretly like falling for her, but he doesn't show it, you know. What's that called?
um, what is it called? He's standoffish. But what does that mean? Like, looks like can kill you, but it is actually a cinnamon roll. He's a golden retriever. No,
Yeah.
he's a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, but he's like still pretty like, he makes it, he's like mean to her, but not like in an abusive way. It's more like of a, like, this is work kind of way. Like
Oh
this
yeah,
is,
like that type of.
yeah, like a work relationship. But yeah, like I did enjoy this one more than the first book, because yeah, the first book was like mostly like world building and like setting up the politics that I forgot. So I was just like mostly just reading this for them and like skimming through all the politics. But yeah, like I don't know if I want to read the third one. Like I need to know what happens with them. But like, is it worth reading, getting through two more of these to know what happens with them?
Oh,
So I don't know.
those
I
books
don't
are
know.
thick, aren't they?
Yeah. So because I'm not about to reread the first book. Like I remember how I felt reading it, but like I don't know.
Just watch a recap.
I know.
That's what
But
I
yeah,
do. If I don't want to read a
like
book, reread one.
I don't know if you like the your characters like this, then give it a shot. And if you like politics, unique world, give it a shot. But yeah, don't go based off of my review. Anyways.
Okay. So my next one is a mixture of, I guess it's a mixture of 3 and 4.
Okay.
Um, so I read this trilogy. It's a sci-fi
Oh
trilogy.
yeah.
Oh,
Didn't you already read Hunt the Stars?
yes.
Okay.
So I reread it because I wanted to read the sequel and I just wanted to read the rest, and I kind of forgot what happened. But I remember I liked this book the first time I read it, and yeah, it kind of held up. I liked it. I still like it. I would give this. I would. Okay. This one is probably my favorite out of all of the books. I would give it like a 4. It's the first book, Hunt the Stars. It's essentially about um, 2 races, humans and I want to start with the V. What is it? Bolovians. Humans and Bolovians. I almost said bulbous. Oh
Whoa,
my
it
god.
sounds
Okay.
like fallopians.
Yes. So it is about um, humans in this alien human esque species working together after like a drastic war. Like they hate each other. Um, so this alien officer needs a kind of like a recovery specialist, like a bounty hunter type of person. So he hires Octavia. Yay, I remember the name. All right, he hires Octavia and her crew to help him find something. And at first, Octavia's like, "No, I kind of don't want to because I hate your kind. But then again, I need money to repair my ship."
Mm-hmm.
So she agrees and she has to take him and his crew to his home planet to help find the item. And of course, like, she hates them, but she agrees because it's a buttload of money. And her crew wants her to the take the job because they need to repair their ship.
Okay.
And it's just like a close proximity type of thing. Like, the thing about these books is about it's like is thing about this book is that there's no miscommunication between the characters. You know
Okay.
how in most books, like, there's like, if you don't communicate, it just goes to shit and everyone starts fighting and there's a big misunderstanding, and then you go through
We
this
get
whole
split
journey.
up.
You split up. There's this whole journey to just resolve that issue, and then another journey to get together, blah blah blah. And it gets
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like, come on, just get to the point. If you just talked,
Yeah.
if you just talked, then everything would have been resolved. So there's none of that. There's no miscommunication, no misunderstanding. It's all about, like, if a problem arises, she'll be like, hey, let's talk about this like right now and just
Mm-hmm.
solve this. And then yeah, it's just I think that's just kind of it's just like a what is that word? It's just very refreshing because there was just like something bad, like she finds out something like a big old secret, and then instead, of course she gets mad, but instead of just running off and doing something stupid, she's just like, hey, how come you didn't tell me this big secret? I thought you trusted me. You hired me to do this, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. I thought I didn't trust you. And she's like, well, now that we got that out of the way, let's just freaking do this. And then that was just like in the same chapter. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go.
Nice. Got that cleared up.
Got that cleared up. Let's continue on our adventure. I'm like, okay.
Okay,
Oh,
that's good.
yeah. I think it's because like yeah, it's a trilogy, but it's different characters. So she has to I guess the author had to try to make sure it's like had to make sure everything there was no loopholes, no big journey, no third act breakups.
Oh, so like each book is its own like story?
Kind of. Like the main plot continues in each book, like it continues on. The big main plot. There's
Mm-hmm.
it just continues on, but it's just in different points of view. Like this is one couple, this is another couple, and this is another couple.
Okay.
They're essentially like this is the captain's point of view, this is the first officer, and I think this is her like her friend or something.
Okay.
So yeah. So I guess the author had to like resolve everything for this couple before she can move on to the next couple. Which
Oh.
can be its downfall because this book was great and then this book not as great. Like it was starting to get repetitive about the way she wrote these characters. I felt like I was reading like the same thing, like the same characters but with different names.
Okay. Okay.
Because it was mostly the tough female character with prejudices and the Valovian soldier who's misunderstood and stoic. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it was just like the same thing across the board. I'm like, can't you just make these characters like a little different?
Oh, I see. I see.
Like it's a human girl with an alien dude. I'm like, there are side characters in these books I was more interested in than these ones.
Okay.
I was just like, oh, why? Well, I mean, I guess this one book is okay, but this one I'm like, could have done with the other people.
So like the overall plot
The overall plot,
was okay.
I I like the main like conflict, the main storyline that ran across these three books. I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't like
The
the
characters.
characters that she chose to main in these,
Okay.
at least in this one.
Like she should have kept it the first two characters. You think?
Maybe, you know what? Or she could have chose the different side characters than the ones that she chose in this one.
Okay.
Cause yeah, I was just like, okay, well, They're
It's a
basically the
bummer,
same
though.
thing. I'm reading about the same people. Why?
Oh gosh.
So yeah, this one it just went downhill. So this was 4, 3, a low 3.
Two-ish.
Mm.
Oh.
So that was my sci-fi read. It's
Okay.
considered sci-fi, right? It's in space, science
Yeah.
fiction.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With computers and aliens, and
spaceships and planets.
yeah. Okay, so another 4-star. It's not this exact book, but I read I listened to the 3rd book in this series. This is a middle grade, and it's called the Mistwick School of Musicraft. And so if you don't know, it's pretty much like a Harry Potter vibe. It's like a school setting, but your music is your magical craft, I guess. So what instrument you're playing and what song you're playing like has like a different outcome and whatnot, and like different instruments combined leads to a different outcome, etc., etc. And in the 3rd book, we follow our main characters. They're in 7th grade, and apparently in 7th grade they get to go on a oh my gosh, what's it called? Like a international trip, and they go to Europe to learn about like the history of music and stuff. And then something happens with like time. There's like a time spell that occurs, and they end up like jumping back and forth through time, and they end up meeting Mozart and whatnot. And yeah, that's pretty much, it's like a fun little, you know, adventure, I guess. It kind of reminded me of Spider-Man Far From Home, that vibe. But yeah, it's don't really have much to say about it. It's fun. I definitely recommend for kids. Maybe it will, you know, motivate them to learn an instrument or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Fun read.
Read that to Nolan and see if he'll want to play guitar or something.
Yeah, or piano. I kind of hope he's drawn towards piano. We'll see.
Okay, so my next choice I gave a 4, and I think you probably know this. Hold on. Okay, thanks to you for getting me this.
So heavy.
It's so heavy. It is. I had to get.
Holy. Oh, nice. Is that all of them?
No, there's one more missing that I still need to get. But
Okay.
I got the next 3. Oh,
Wow.
it's so heavy. I could just freaking lift this and I don't have to go to the gym.
Just read every day.
Yeah.
Those books.
Dude, it's so heavy. But yes, so this one is from Avery. And then I got these ones. So Lore Olympus, it is a webtoon about Hades and Persephone. Well, it's a retelling of Hades and Persephone, but in modern Olympus. And it was a fun read. Like,
Yeah.
this is very YA. It's definitely not adult.
Mm.
But it's like very cute because it's so colorful. If you look inside, it's very colorful. I think this is Hera right here. But yeah, it's just very. It was very very fun to read. I went through these books like pretty quick. Actually,
Mhm.
it took me a few hours. Just it took me like maybe 2.5 hours just read one, just because I was just looking at the pictures.
I know.
I was just like
Yeah.
rereading and making sure like I saw each drawn character. Um, yeah, very, how do I say it? Very, I don't want to say low risk, but it's not as intense as like those typical.
Like a
Um,
cozy.
yeah, it's very cozy. It's like a cozy read. I mean, there are some dark elements to it. Like, there's you have to actually like be there's some content in here that you have to be aware of that um, might not be suitable for a couple of people.
Mhm.
But I mean, it sucks about some of the contents in here. So I wouldn't call it cozy. Maybe YA is not. YA, new adult. I mean, it's not smutty or anything. There's no like dirty pictures in here.
Graphic.
There's no graphic like book pictures or anything. It's a webtoon, you know. Um, I think the only thing I didn't like about this was the depiction of Hades, just
Mhm.
because the way he's portrayed, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say. I don't want to. I don't want to say why. But yeah, I think I like the way the way Hades is described in other books. I prefer than this Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the personality of Hades, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. It's like all the other Hades that I read. It's just I don't like the way he is.
Okay. Is the next book the next volume the last volume, or is there?
I don't know. Actually, I know Volume 7 is the newest. It just came out recently, but I have to look up and see if there's gonna be any more. I mean, I know it has to end eventually, but you know, we'll see. I mean, if they're gonna keep going with the webtoon, they'll probably. I mean, there's like they have like 20. It ranges from like 20 to 30 episodes each book. So
Mhm.
if you think about it, in webtoon, that's kind of a lot already. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's already a lot of episodes.
Dude, your shelf is gonna like collapse if you like.
I know. This is gonna have to go on the bottom. It's so heavy. And unless I put it on its like side, if I lay it down, should be fine.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it's heavy. I was just like, ugh, ugh, ugh. Even like I had it like I had it on the table, and then Lee wanted to clear it out so we can eat, and then
Yeah.
he like made the mistake. I told him beforehand. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy, blah blah blah. It weighs a ton. And then he's like, yeah, yeah, whatever. And then it was like this or something. And then when he went to just, what guys do, just lift it up with one hand, he was like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck, what the hell is this? I told you it's heavy. Now don't drop it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude. I was like struggling to wrap that. I was like, okay, ready? And then I'm like, okay, tape, tape.
I know.
Yeah.
And then when I ordered the next books, they only put two in one box. Like, they didn't. It had to be packed separately. I was like, oh, I got two.
Like, wrapped separately.
It was boxed separately, and they didn't come at this. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, Lee says shit was heavy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was heavy. Fire Monkey. Sorry, it's just us on the call. But you can join the chat and tell us about some of the books you read. You're more than welcome to. But yeah.
Yeah. So I would give this a 4. It's pretty fun to read. Especially looking at the pictures. Like, this is like this would I would just like I would just reread this since it's so quick.
Yeah.
Plus it's a good weapon.
It's a nice yeah, it's a nice escape, like reading a manga or like graphic novel every now and then. It's a nice change. Okay, so what was my okay all right, so another 4-star. So I read A Man Called Uva. I gave it 4 stars. So there's a movie on Netflix called A Man Called Otto, and it's based off of this book. I've seen like a couple, book tube videos where they're like, oh yeah, don't watch the movie, like the book was way better. And like, I think it's partly because I watched the movie first and then I read this that I don't fully agree with that. Like I feel like you could just watch the movie and you don't have to read the book, really, because like not much really was different. Like reading it, I felt like I was watching the movie, pretty much. I mean, like you get more detail on like his father in the book, but I feel like that's just about it. If you guys don't know, A Man Called Ova is about a old man, like an old grumpy man that after the passing of his wife, he's kind of been like distancing him from like everyone and everything, and he's like very he's kind of like those, I don't know if you guys have one like an HOA. Do you guys have an HOA?
No.
So like he's like how an HOA person would act. Like, oh, you didn't sort like the trash correctly, or like, you can't park here, blah blah blah. He's like a Karen.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Karen, but like an old man. But yeah, so we follow him, and then over time in the book he starts like warming up to his like neighbors and stuff, and it's like touching, like heartfelt moments. And yeah, um, like it's definitely like really good. Definitely like I think I'm just rambling on at this point, but like yeah, it's very heartfelt and sad and emotional, and I definitely recommend if you're looking for like that found family aspect. Um,
And
yeah,
I heard it's like the first 15 minutes of Up.
yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much the first 15 minutes of Up, like pretty much. But yeah, yeah, a man called Uba. I recommend.
Nice. I have not watched the movie. It's just I've heard that since it is like the first 15 minutes of Up, I'm like I can't because if it is, I'm going to cry.
Dude, I cried.
Like I can't.
Oh
Maybe if I need
man,
a good cry, I'll watch the movie. But like right
yeah,
now, I'm just like,
very,
ugh.
it's very heartwarming
Mm-hmm.
though.
And it has Tom Hanks in it.
Yeah.
um, so I have my last book that I read. I gave it a 5 stars, and
Ooh.
it's my coming of age book. It is a reread,
Oh.
and it is a
Okay.
reread, but I
Okay.
had to. Mistborn by Brandon
Okay.
Sanderson. Um, so I forgot, I forgot how much I liked this book when I read the first time.
Okay.
I like it was long ago. I think I read this like 2 or 3 years ago, so I totally forgot what had happened, and then so I felt like I was reading it the first time again. Like I had like some idea of like I remembered like the main thing that happened, but then all the like the little stuff, I was like, oh yeah, what the hell? What? Um,
Elise says, damn right, it's 5 stars.
yeah. Yeah. So it's a good book. It's a good book. It's Brandon Sanderson. It's all about fantasy. It's YA, and the type of magic system that he used for this book is metal or elemancy. It's
Hmm.
basically drawing your power from metals, like burning them within your body. So you basically have to swallow metals and then you just burn it up in your body like energy, and then you have these powers.
Okay.
So yeah, I was just like, okay. um so it's essentially just I guess it's since it's Brandon Sanderson, there's always some form of politicking in his books. This one is no different. Um, there's this Lord ruler who's been ruling this land for the final empire for thousands and thousands of years,
Mhm.
and he is revered as a god because he's immortal, and there's this type of people called ska who are slaves to the rich and powerful, the nobles, and so this hero, Kelsier, he essentially wants to start a revolution and try to kill the Lord Ruler because he just believes it's just time for him to kick the bucket. And so
Mhm.
he forms this ragtag group of thieves and con artists and all like with different skills, to help him start this revolution or rebellion, I guess. And he recruits this girl, Vin, who is essentially an orphan, who has this unique power that he's never seen before, and then it just turns out that she's misborn like him. So um so yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of stuff happens. um the thing is, like, I started after I read this book the first time 3 years ago. I Something happened in this book. I was like, frick. So
Yeah, I remember.
yeah, and then I started reading the second book, and then I just lost motivation to read the second book because of what happened in this first book, and I was like, frick. So now I'm going to try my best to read the second book. I forced myself to buy the third book, so now I have to read the second book because I bought
Okay.
the third one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Like, you it's just one one critical thing that I will say about this is just that when you read in the POV of this main girl, you can definitely tell she was written by a man. I was just like,
Yeah.
she's supposed to be like this 16-year-old girl who's going through shit, and it's you can just know you just know it's written by a man. Like, no hate to Brandon Sanderson, but I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I was just like, he can read a freaking good fantasy book. It's just like his female characters, they fall flat to his male characters. I'm like, it just sucks sometimes, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that way with the other books I
Yeah.
read.
Warbreaker.
Mhm.
Didn't you read Triss?
I read Warbreaker, Tress of the Emerald Sea, the Nightmare Painter one, Elantris, and Skyward. And all of them was like meh,
Yeah, like
meh to me.
like I mean I mean, one of my favorite characters is his male character, his MMC. And I was just
Mhm.
like, can't you just, like, I don't know, co-write this with a woman or something? Can you
I
just, like,
know.
can't you just get, like,
Your wife's
yeah,
input.
your wife's input about your female characters?
Like he wrote Tress for his wife, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was the character I liked the most.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was like YA.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm like biased towards the Princess Bride.
Well, nothing can beat
So,
the Princess Bride. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's still a 5 to me. The plot was good. The character development was good. Um, I mean, I don't even mind the politics. I usually don't like reading. I usually don't like politics in my books, or at least not the forefront of it. Um,
mhm.
but yeah, I was just, yes, yeah, that was my only critique. It's just like, get a get a, what is it called? Um,
uh, what's
get a.
it's like
I was gonna say consult, no, but it's like what's that word?
there's a term for it. It's like sensitivity or something editor, like where they like read through to make sure
Mm-hmm.
like nothing is like I don't know
Or
triggers anything. I don't know.
get like a yeah, just get your wife or something, or a woman, or a 16-year-old girl or something, to and
Or just
ask
an
her.
input.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ask for input from a 16-year-old girl and see if that's how she. I mean, yeah, there are moments where she was like, yeah, she's a 16-year-old girl, and you understand, like, oh, that's what I went through. But that's like very minute moments, like very minute, and the rest was just like, this man doesn't understand what a 16-year-old girl went through.
I know. I know. Uh,
But yeah.
Hello, PC. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our reading wrap up of
Mm-hmm.
January.
Yeah.
Um, we're okay. I think this is another 4-star. Okay. Okay. I'm not a good reader. Well, like, I wasn't a good reader until like what, 5 years ago? Like I picked up reading again and I just kept going. I can't read and retain what I'm reading. It takes practice.
Yeah.
Don't
It
worry.
it helps when you read out loud. That's how you retain more when I read out
Yeah.
loud. And oh, now I realize maybe that's why I remember the names because I read some of these out loud. I read out loud to my dog.
Your dog, Kira.
Yeah. I
Oh,
was just reading on the couch and Kira was just being so like lovey dovey, that those rare moments where she's lovey dovey and she's laying on her head on my lap, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do you want me to read out loud to you? So I read out loud, and then
yeah.
that's how I retained most of the stuff that I read. It's because I was reading it out loud to her.
Yeah, that does make sense. Like if I'm reading something that's just not, you know, clicking in my head, yeah, reading out loud and listening to what I'm saying really helps. Um,
This is I just don't like it because you generate more saliva and you just have to keep swallowing it, and then you lose your flow when you're reading.
yeah, and it's definitely slower
Oh yeah,
to
definitely
read
for
out loud,
sure.
but
But
it
you
helps.
retain, yeah. That's why I remember the names, and I never remember the names.
I know of an epic fantasy.
Oh yeah, with epic fantasy, their names are like
Uh,
crazy, especially the. Oh my gosh, these gonna kill me. The Stormlight Archive books. Their names are freaking crazy.
dude, I can only imagine or remember Tress, and that's because it's in the title.
Yeah. That's the only
That's
way I
it.
remember it too, is Tress.
But anyways, onto a book where I don't remember the main character's name. I read Once Upon a Broken Heart by
Nice.
Stephanie Garber. This, at least on BookTube, was like very viral at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it still is, but at one point it was. So this one's like a very Lisa's What's Wrong with Kaladin Stormblessed? What the heck? And you um okay, where was I? So this is a like if you've heard of Caraval,
Mm-hmm.
this author's other series that was very popular. It's like very fairy tale-esque. And in this book, we follow a girl who, she's in love with a boy, but he's getting married to her stepsister. And she wants to break up the wedding. And so she makes a deal with the fate. And he's like the Prince of Hearts. And she makes a deal with him to break up the wedding, and in order to fulfill the bargain, like he she he makes her promise to give him 3 kisses, but it's like kisses from people that he chooses. And so that's like the main plot. And like it's not just like a like random people, it's like he's thought it out, he's strategized because he wants something in the end. And so he's planned these kisses so that he ultimately gets what he wants in the end. And yeah, I don't want to say any more because it'll spoil that. But yeah, it was good. It was a cute read. Yeah, it like this was very much talked about as people's favorites like on social media. Just like Caraval. And just like Caraval, like it didn't hit that high for me. Like it wasn't a 5-star for me. But I mean, we'll see. This is a trilogy. So maybe like if I continue on, like it'll start to grow on me and maybe change into a 5-star. But yeah, it was very Alice in Wonderland. Cash nitrous. But so yeah.
Is it? I wanted when I first saw that book on Book Talk. I wanted to read it, but then people are saying that it's like a continuation of the Caraval series. But I didn't want to read the Caraval series, so I was like, I don't want to read that, so I guess I can't read that.
Oh no. Like it's in the same world, but you don't have to like this there are brand new characters in this, and like the old characters I don't from what I recall aren't mentioned in this at all. So you can pick this up from this yeah, from this book. Yeah, like yeah, if you like, you know, magic, there's, you know, different fates. There's trickery, there's all that. Pick this up. And then that was your last book, right?
Yeah,
Born.
Born. Yeah, I read a lot of series this month.
I know I usually just like read like one book of a series like per month. Okay, so the next book I read was Abby Jimenez, Part of Your World.
Yeah,
I think I gave this like a 4.5. So this is like your typical like, oh, you're like your typical drama where like this person is from like a very wealthy family with like they have like their parents have kind of like Maxton Hall? Paxton Hall?
Maxton Hall.
Maxton Hall, where like the guy's family had like super high standards for their kids, and like what their life is already planned for them and what they're supposed to do for, you know, their company and business or whatever. So this girl is pretty much that. Her family is like a long line of like doctors, I guess, like high-end doctors, like chief of like medical stuff, and she's like supposed to like fulfill, you know, her dad's like standards and whatnot. And then this guy's from a small town, and so obviously the dad's gonna be like, no, like he's not good enough for you, he's coming from nothing, blah 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 blah. So it's that plot. pretty
So
much.
it's nothing to do with Little Mermaid.
No, Little Mermaid. But yes, so it's that kind of plot, which is pretty common, in romance. It seems like over the years, but yeah, like, um, I I feel like Abby Jimenez, like what I like about what so I've only read this book and her other book. I forgot what it was called.
Friend Zone, because that's what I read.
Oh yeah, The Friend Zone.
And then I read the
So
second
like,
book from that series.
huh?
That series? Oh, the Friend Zone series. I read that one in the second book.
Okay. Um so like I think I like Abby Jimenez over Emily Henry and Ellie Hazelwood. And I think like a reason why I do is like, at least from these two books that I read from her, like something serious happens and like our characters, like try to navigate like through that
Yeah.
together. And like I think that's why I like it more. Um
I feel like with Abby Jimenez, like I agree with you. Like I read Allie Hazelwood and Emily Henry for like a good time, like nothing serious. But with Abby
yeah.
Jimenez, from what I remember, she gives me like the feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I read the book and it gets to that pivotal point, I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah, there's a lot of that in
like a
this.
lot of I get feels. So with Abby Jimenez books for reals, and I think I cried. I think I cried in the books that I read from her. I cried. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, I got teary-eyed in Friend Zoned, and then this one I didn't cry, but like I was feeling it on the inside. Like from that plot I was describing to you, like there's gonna be that one point where they're like, oh, like I want us to be together, but we can't make it like work or something like that. But yeah, that like moment when they're like talking it out, I was like, come on, you can do this, guys.
and doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
There's
and
always a dog in her books.
yeah, so there's a bloodhound in this book that's on the farm, and he's like so dopey. It's cute. And then he also has like a little billy goat that wears like a sweater. So that's cute. But yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, and like there was like parts that kind of like hit close to home with me because like the girl, like her past relationship was like a toxic, like emotionally abusive relationship, and I was like, oh, like it was like bringing all those emotions back and like me getting angry and stuff for her. Like, yeah, you don't take that from him. Um, but yeah, I recommend. I picked this one up because I want to read the other ones that she recently came out with.
Yeah. I know. I think I saw this. There's some of her books that got released on Kindle or became available on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah, I have the summer one in my library on Kindle Unlimited. So that's why I like picked this one up first. I was like, gotta, I gotta get pick it up. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. She might be my like insta read author for when it comes to that. Um, and then so my next book is my first 5-star, and it is Magic Lessons by Alice
Oh
Hoffman.
yeah.
this is my coming of age book. It's
That's
about witches.
that's the prequel to.
Yeah, so this one is about the start of the family. It's about Maria Owens and like the
Mhm.
start of the bloodline. And like she was the one that initiated the curse with, their love problems. So that's pretty much what this is about.
Yeah,
She's
you don't know practical magic.
Yeah, so this takes place in the 1600s, and she she's an orphan. She gets abandoned, and she's raised by like another witch lady, Hannah, and
I think they're just known as witches.
huh?
Not witch lady. I think they're just
Oh,
known as witches.
which is the witch lady. Another Well, because there's like different kinds of witches,
I
and
guess. I guess it depends on which universe you're talking about.
so like she's Maria Owens is more like of a green witch. I feel like um I don't quite remember what kind of witches were in practical magic. I
Mm,
just remember the drama. I
yeah.
need to look. I should well after reading this I'll read the series.
Mm,
Um but yeah, so and when she's comes 16, she encounters this man and she thinks they're in love, blah blah blah, and then he abandons her, and then she follows him to Salem, Massachusetts, to find out that he has his own separate family, and then behold, she unleashes this curse, and yeah, and so we just follow that, and her struggles and like how she overcame them and all that. It's very atmospheric. Um and I love the like the grimoire recipe elements to it, and there are familiars in this, and yeah, it was just like it was so well written, I feel like. And yeah,
I
I
remember
don't know.
liking the way it was written when I read Practical Magic. I was just like,
Yeah,
oh.
it's
And
really
then, yeah, when I read the Practical Magic, I don't think that was out or that was about to come out. Magic Lessons.
oh probably like this was a 2020 book of the month book, so probably it just did come out. Um,
Did
but
you read
yeah,
Practical Magic?
no, I just watched the movie, but that was like a long time ago. So I'm just gonna since that was a long time ago and I didn't really remember much of what happened, I'll just like read the series. I think the next book is on Kindle Unlimited. Um, and then Practical Magic's the third one that I'll get to. Um,
Okay. Well, when you're ready, I'll trade you Practical Magic for that book.
okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Um, okay, and then my last book is my sci-fi read. And I read Winter. Um, so if you guys don't know, this is book 5 of the Lunar Chronicles. This is book 5 out of 6. Or this is book 4, and there's like a 3.5 and like a
The
4.5.
novellas.
Yeah, the shorter books. They're 0.5s. But anyways, this is part of the Lunar Chronicles, and like the plot of the Lunar Chronicles is that there's this evil queen that rules the moon, and like her goal is that she wants to rule the earth also. And in order to do that, she schemes to marry the prince, um, uh, Prince Kai. And yeah, that's pretty much the plot. And then in with each book, we're introduced to like these girls. Like in the first book, we have Cinderella, that's loosely based, or Cinder, which is loosely based on Cinderella. And then the next book is Scarlet, which is based on Little Red Riding Hood. Cress, which is Rapunzel, and then Winter, which is Snow White. And yeah, like I was, as I was like reading this series, like I was kind of waiting to like come across a character I didn't like as one of the main characters. But surprisingly, like I like all of them, and that's rare. So like Cinder's like this like poor mechanic who is half cyborg, and then Scarlet is like this farm girl that is also a pilot. Press is like a tech savvy girl that's like good at hacking and stuff, and then Winter is like the stepdaughter princess to the Moon Queen, pretty much.
Okay.
And she's like very like she's very Snow White. Like she's so like eccentric and like weird, and she's kind of like a Luna Lovegood or
Aw.
like a Phoebe Buffet of the group.
Aw, like
She's like
quirky.
yeah, she's like super weird. Um
Aw,
and
that's
she has like
nice.
animal friends and stuff. But um but yeah, I give it a 5 star, obviously. I really liked it. Yeah, pretty much. I'm reading the last book, and right now, and yeah, it's just like another like it's like a collection of like short stories of how like everything was set up, I guess, in the beginning. Don't read that first. But yeah. Yeah, Winter. Highly recommend. I think that's it. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Um, so yeah. Um, it's February. You know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be Valentine's Day, guys. And don't forget to, ask your Valentine to be your Valentine. We appreciate when we are asked. Um, but yeah. So we can for one of the prompts, I guess we can just have like what a Valentine read or something.
What? So what, like
Or like just a rom-com or something. Or just romance or something.
I mean, yeah, like most of the books that we read have romance in them.
So what do you think? Just
how about we read? What if it's romance based? I'm thinking maybe second chance.
second chance.
Second chance romance.
Okay.
Instead of just like regular like.
That's my favorite trope.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else? February.
And then I have a prompt jar with new prompts.
Nice. What about a book with the red cover? Did we do that last year?
I think so. I mean, we can do it again.
Or a book with a pink cover this time?
Or either or. Pink or red. Okay.
You want to pick something out of your prompt jar?
Alrighty. Let's see. I forgot like what I put in here. Okay.
That's always good if you forget what you put in there.
Yeah. Oh, a book with a curse. Dang it. Okay.
Book with a curse.
So I recommend. What was it called? The
Practical magic lessons.
Yeah, magic lessons and Once Upon a Broken Heart. Yeah. So those are good choices. Okay. Should we have just 3?
Maybe one more, because some of these can overlap with each other.
That is true. Alrighty. Let's take a look. A book that's going to be adapted into a movie or show.
Trying to think. Okay. There's a movie or show adaptation. Movie.
So that there's going to be, or we can do if there already is one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds promising.
Nice. Oh, I forgot to mention. I have been playing a visual novel. Does that count?
I mean, I guess.
There's a lot of reading. It's considered
it's a lot of reading.
It's considered a visual novel game.
Okay.
So
what's it called?
And it's been trending on not Book Talk, but it's been trending. Tavern Talk.
Oh, okay.
So it is you play as an innkeeper who makes potions for D&D characters that come into your tavern to talk about like their life, their adventures, and things like that. So you're basically a bartender.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's mixed with D&D. Have you ever heard of the game Coffee Talk? The Switch.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, it's like that. But yeah, so it's like a visual novel with D&D characters, so there's like elves and werewolves and vampires and dwarves and all these other creatures. I was like, okay.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I'm counting it because it says visual novel in the game description.
Okay. Okay. That sounds
It's
like fun.
very cozy. Yes. So that's extra. Yeah, more reading for me.
Um. Is there anything that you're looking forward to this month?
Um, Not books per se, but probably just games.
What's coming out?
Oh, let's see.
I'm
Hello
drawing a
Kitty
blank.
came out.
Oh, Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty came out. Um, well, Carmen Sandiego is coming out actually next month.
Oh yeah, Split Fiction comes
Split.
out next month.
Yeah.
Comes out 6th.
Mm-hmm.
That should be fun.
Actually, a few games I want to play is coming out in March, not this month. Tiny Bookshop. I don't know if you've seen that game. You play as a bookseller in a little caravan. It's pretty cute. I played the demo. I think I'm gonna buy that game. What else is there? Tales of the Shire, the Lord of the Rings one. The cozy farming game, Tales of the Shire. Can't wait for that game to come out. I think that's coming out either in March or April. What else? Yeah. Oh, Cuisinier came out like 4 days ago. I'm thinking of getting that. It's a dungeon crawler plus restaurant management game.
What is it called?
Cuisinier. Cuisinier. Cuisineer.
Cuisine.
Like cuisine. Near.
Okay.
Cuisine near. I think I want to play that game. It looks cozy and action packed at the same time. But I just can't decide if I want to play it on the PlayStation, on the Switch, or the PC. Like, I'm thinking of playing it on the PlayStation just so I can just sit on the couch and play it.
You know, the Switch, you're not gonna get good graphics.
Yeah. Plus, like, I mean, with the Switch, I can just play it wherever. I can play it in bed before I sleep, but then again, like, I don't want to get up and to have to charge it if I'm getting into the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then PC, I'm like, I could do it on the PC. Sometimes I just don't want to sit in front of a computer while I play a game, you know? I just want to just laze around on the couch. Just lay there and be like this.
That's how I was with Stardew Valley. Oh, man.
What about you?
What
about you? Anything you're looking forward to? Any releases?
I'm like drawing a blank. Oh
yeah, Monster World. Monster World?
What is that? Is that a Monster Hunter game?
What is it called? Hey, if you're watching, Monster Hunter Worlds.
Oh.
Monster Hunter Worlds. I think it's called Worlds. It's coming out in PlayStation, and then I know Lee and I are probably gonna get that, so we can play that game. Should be fun. Oh no, but it's we only have one PlayStation.
It's not cross-platform?
I hope so, because if so, I'll play on the PlayStation. He can play on the PC.
Or like you both don't want to play on PC, or
I mean, you can. It's just I like when we got Monster Hunter the other one, the other Monster Hunter. I played it on the PlayStation. I really liked it when I played on the PlayStation.
And what's the difference?
I don't know, the controls.
I mean, like, you could use the PlayStation controller on the PC.
Yeah,
It'd
that's
still be the
true.
same.
That's true. I know if I play on the PC, I could probably stream it. That's always a
Yeah.
plus. That's always a plus. But then again, I could lounge about on the couch.
Or you can get a really comfy chair. Really, yeah, you can, Valentine's Day gift.
So when I'm just streaming, I'm just like this.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like those like little egg chairs where you're just like all cozy.
Oh my gosh, that'd be fun.
You're like, or oh, you have your controller, it's fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, I don't know.
I know if I had, you know what? Actually, you're right. If I got one of those chairs, I would probably play on the PC more. Because all I want to do is just put my feet up
Yeah,
and
your
just be like
little
this.
nook. You have a table and put your snack.
Mm-hmm.
Lee says Mia likes the couch better than the computer chair.
Oh yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
couch.
my chair sucks. Like,
I know your husband promised you a computer chair like 5 years ago.
I know, I'm still using like this IKEA chair from when I was in high school. That was a long time ago, guys. Let me tell you. What's an egg chair?
It's an egg chair.
It's like
A chair that looks like an egg.
yeah, and you just like you're like in it, like cozy. Um,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, nothing's like really crossing. Yeah, nothing's really crossing my mind. I think like uh Jisoo is actually coming out with her album next
Nice.
month. Oh, and her show this month. Her show is coming out on Prime this month. And like me and CJ obviously is like curious to like watch it.
Her new drama? Or is it like a...
Yeah, it's like it's like kind of comedic. So it's like zombie related. And then I think she has like another drama coming out. She has like a lot lined up in terms of like acting. Oh yeah, and then Lisa has The White Lotus season
Yeah.
3. I kind of want to, even though like I didn't watch the first 2 seasons, but I think this one's like whole different cast.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to see what her acting skills are like.
Wait, isn't she in the second season or is she in the third season?
Lisa's in the 3rd season because the 3rd season takes place in Thailand.
I know, I saw it, I'm like, this looks pretty interesting. It has Aubrey Plaza and Theo James and who else?
Yeah, and like, yeah, it looks.
I think Lee would want to watch it too. Maybe we'll put that on the list.
I kind of, what's her name? I kind of wish she was still in it. The Legally Blonde girl, what's her name?
Reese Witherspoon?
No, the big lady where she's like,
yeah,
oh,
the one that talks. Yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot her name.
hey, you want a hot dog? Terrible actor, but
Oh yeah.
really use a hot dog.
And I'm keeping
yeah.
a dog.
Yeah, I'm keeping the dog. Jackass.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, she's like the best.
I
But
know.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish she was still in it, but yeah, there's a Jenny's music video came out today, and it has like that Korean American actor from Riverdale in it, so that was like weird, but like it was interesting. Very like it was very different for her, like the way it was directed.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh yeah. I think Lee's gonna start getting into Doctor Who. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so can't wait to rewatch those episodes. I was like, finally, Doctor Who.
Dude, I tried getting into Doctor Who. I didn't realize there's so many seasons. And so like I started at like season 1 and I was like, what is this?
Like,
Like
what do you
didn't
mean? Like, what?
didn't season 1 like happen like, or it was like filmed like a long time ago?
Are you talking about the black and white ones?
I guess. I think
Or
that's what I try to watch. It was
oh
like very old and I was like, what's going on?
no, just start off with the Ninth Doctor.
The ninth. Yeah, I think I started off with like the first.
Yeah,
And I was
but
like,
we're
what
gonna
is this?
yeah, we're gonna watch from the first season. But yeah, I think just start off with the ninth like I did. Well, I only started off with the Ninth Doctor because the other Doctor, all the Doctor Who episodes weren't available until now. But yeah, dude, Doctor Who, you're missing out. 10th Doctor, the 11th Doctor.
Wait, how many
It's
doctors are there
crazy.
now?
There's like, so 10th Doctor, 11th Doctor was Matthew Smith. The 12th Doctor was the old guy. The 13th Doctor was the
Okay.
woman. I want to say 14, 15. I think the black guy is probably the 14th Doctor, if I'm right. I might be wrong. I didn't think I would like the newer Doctor, but I watched the episode, the specials on Disney Plus. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go. This is pretty good. Like you know what? Yeah, for sure. The woman Doctor was pretty good too. You know,
Good.
I think they're making the newer Doctor, the Black Doctor, a little, gay coded. I'm like, I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it.
He's gonna be like all of it in one doctor. Like he's gonna be black, he's gonna be gay, he's gonna be this, he's gonna be that.
No, that guy from what's it called? That show Suits, Matt Bomer.
Mm-hmm.
He was in it, and I was just like, okay, yeah, let's go.
Ooh, do you mean Prince Eric?
Oh yeah, yeah, let's go.
He's a real life prince. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw it yet on Netflix, but there's like a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
No, I didn't.
show,
No, I didn't.
and it's based off the movie. And so, and it's like it's not like the movie graphic wise, because you know, like the movie's like Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
It's like more like cartoony, but the art style is still very much the same.
Okay.
So
watching
yeah, we only watched
Teenage Mutant
yeah, like that was like out of all the recent Ninja Turtles movies, like that one was my favorite, and I was like,
Man.
yes. And then
all
so
about
yeah, there's
Donatello.
huh?
I was like, I'm all about Donatello.
His glasses.
His glasses and his staff. And
Like, and then I saw that there's like a new Spider-Man show on Disney
yeah,
Plus.
I want to watch it.
So I was like, dude, there's a lot.
I know, I want to watch it. Well, Lee and I, when we're still on our MCU marathon, we're almost done. We're on our last two. We're about to watch the Marvels like soon. But like when we watched the Spider-Man, I was like, man, I want to watch the Tobey Maguire one. I want to watch the show, the new one that just came out. I was like, dang.
Have you guys watched Miss Marvels yet?
Not yet. We just finished watching. Well, no, we watched We watched it. We watched it. I thought
You
you meant
did.
like. I thought you meant like, did we rewatch it? No, but we
Did you
did
guys
watch it.
watch the show?
Yes. Well, I watched the show. I watched the show. Lee like was just there. I am the only one that paid attention to it.
Okay.
Um,
So you watched the movie, Miss
yes,
Marbles.
yes.
Okay.
I was just
Because
like,
I was like, the scene with that Korean actor,
yeah, Park
I was
Seo-joon.
just cracking up.
I know. I was just like, oh, just speak Korean. It's okay. I'll read the subtitles.
But
Mhm.
yeah.
I know the show, the new animated Spider-Man, looks pretty interesting.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I wonder like what my son is gonna be into. I'm like, it's gonna be Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man. Gonna be.
Well, don't they always go through that phase of like all little boys? It's Cars and Ninja Turtles, then it's always Spider-Man or Batman, and then
Dude,
Cars
yeah,
again.
he's so into Cars
And
right
then
now.
sometimes it's
And then-
Power Rangers.
Yeah, we'll see.
And yeah, just look at Adam.
That boy's all over the place. Loves so much.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just like, whoa.
Dude, one of my nephews, he's into Pokemon right now. Specifically Charizard. He only likes Charizard.
Dude, we got a Happy Meal today
Oh, yeah,
for Nolan, and got Pokemon cards, and I drew a Charizard, but it's not valued that much, obviously. But we got a Charizard.
Yeah, get the foil.
I got I got one. Let me see. I put it in my binder. Here are my Marvel cards. That's like, this is our pool. We got Charizard, whatever that Pokemon is, and that Pokemon is, and then whatever that Pokemon is. It's like the foil
Nice.
a little bit. But yeah. It was a fun little moment.
Well, let me guess. Nolan just wanted the chicken nuggies and the fries.
Oh, cause like we're trying to like figure out what to eat for dinner, and then I was like, I'm not really hungry yet, and then so CJ was like, you know, I don't come to McDonald's. And I was like, okay, might as well get like a Happy Meal. Like, not that I'm interested at all in like the Pokemon cards.
Did it come the Happy Meal box look like a Pokemon? Like, isn't it like a?
Yeah, I don't know the name. It's the green one.
Oh, I thought it would be like the original 3, the starters.
Oh no, the bird. Oh, the starters.
Like the original starters.
It's like a legendary Pokemon from, I think it was like, was it Johto? Journey?
The yellow one?
Or is it like
The bird?
You know, the legendaries from Ruby Red and Sapphire Blue. I think Emerald Green is the Pokemon on the cover that's on the Happy Meal. I don't know what that is. I don't know the name. So Emerald Green. If anybody knows in the chat. Yeah, other than that. Have you been up to any new crafts or anything?
No, I took a big break from crocheting, but I do have to make a baby blanket for my coworker, so I'm gonna get started on that soon. And she also wants a dinosaur, so I'll probably make that as well. Yeah, that's about it. I mostly just been either on the Switch or reading.
Oh, Lee says Rayquaza is the green Pokemon. Yeah, so that
nerd.
Rayquaza.
No, yeah, just reading or Switch.
yeah,
or work.
I kind of started like practicing like writing again, like
That's
with
good.
some like random prompts online. Um, I'm trying to like get back into that.
That's good.
Like I have the feeling like to be creative in that sense. So
That's good. Yeah, I wrote
um,
I wrote a couple of paragraphs the other day.
yeah, just to get like feel for it.
Hmm. Like it sucks because like I get this big creative like surge while I'm
Yeah.
working, and then but I can't write anything down because I'm working. And then when I have a time, like I try to get it back again, but I'm like, ugh, it's so hard to get it back. Like when on my lunch, I'm like, okay, let me just write down what I was thinking about, but then I lose it. But then I don't know. But it only like it happens while I'm like busy with something, and I it's just like, oh my gosh, it'd be so great if this happened and blah blah blah. I have to write it down, but then I can't write it down because my hands are in somebody's mouth.
In case you guys didn't know, she works at a dental office.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like for me, it's more like I have it all in my head. I could see it, but it's hard for me to put it into words. And like if I'm staring at a blank document, I'm just like where are the words? Like I need the words. I could see it visually. I just can't get it down.
Yeah.
So I'm just like practicing with like random prompts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. For me, it's I can write it down. It's just when can I write it down?
yours is like a time,
Time
like
thing.
wrong timing or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
one day,
One day.
one day, guys,
Mhm.
we'll publish something.
One day. I know. Never say never.
Yeah, everybody works at their own pace.
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, um, what time is it? Oh,
Um,
okay, it's almost.
let's see. Our next reading stream. Readings.
Oh, cool. It's
Does the
cross-platform.
28th does the 28th work?
Oh, 28th. Hold on. 28th. It should work. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So the last day of February, 28th, if you would like to join us in another reading wrap up, and if you have read anything, feel free to join us in the chat. Or if you have any recommendations or books that you don't recommend, let us know.
Any
Any
hot
nerd,
takes about the books that we read? Let us know.
yeah. Or if you have any like cozy hobbies you'd like to share, or whatever arts and crafts you're working on, you know, this is a cozy space, cozy safe space. Uh, but yeah. Anyways, do you have anything else?
Nope. I think you said it. It's a cozy safe space.
Cozy safe space. Okay, guys.
Mhm.
Um, anyways, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Happy February. Have a good Valentine's Day or
Mm.
Galentine's Day. If you're
Or
single, don't
Single
worry about
Awareness
it.
Day. Who
Yeah,
cares?
don't worry. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, self-care, self-love.
All that.
That's important. Um, what else happens in February? That's about it.
Mm, Stay
Yeah,
safe if you were in the California area in the last few weeks.
yeah, the
The
good thing we got
fires.
some rain around
Yeah,
here.
it's always good.
Finally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.